Following Jesus isn't always easy, but it's not complicated. This is Simple Faith in 5. Each weekday, we take the teachings of Jesus combined with a spiritual discipline, and we grow our faith in 5-minute moments. Click subscribe to make sure that you don't miss one of them. Most of us know what it's like to arrive somewhere expecting one thing and finding something completely different. You brace yourself for bad news, you prepare for disappointment, and then suddenly everything changes. That moment can leave you frozen, unsure what to do next. Maybe you've had that at a job interview. Maybe you've had that when you came home one night and the conversation didn't go like you expected. You thought you were in trouble. Turns out you were being praised. You thought you'd done the wrong thing. Turns out you saved the day. That's what happened early on the first Easter morning. It was something nobody expected. The women came to the tomb expecting death. They brought spices, not hope. It's interesting, one of the spices that they would have brought was myrrh, which was one of the spices that the wise magi brought to Jesus when he was but a toddler. These spices are kind of carried through because they're embalming spices. It's kind of not lost on us that from the very beginning, it is obvious that Jesus was meant to die for our sins. The women show up expecting death. They brought spices. They brought what they need to do the right job of preparing the body, which they assumed the men had not done it right a couple days before. They bring these instead of hope. But Luke 24 tells us that when they get there, they realize the stone was rolled away and the tomb was empty. And the angels asked a question that still echoes today. Why do you look for the living among the dead? You see, the resurrection wasn't just unexpected, it was life-altering. Jesus wasn't resuscitated, he was resurrected. Dead people stay dead, and yet Jesus had left the tomb. And that one simple fact changes everything. If Jesus can predict his own death, burial, and resurrection and pull it off, we should probably listen to everything he says. So here's our spiritual discipline for the week. In the past, we've done very private things from prayer to Lectio Divina, meditation to worship. And then last week, we began doing some more interactive things like the practice of invitation and inviting people into our lives and sharing our story. And that's where we get today with witness. Today, simply acknowledge this truth out loud. Jesus is alive. Witness is basically our ability to point to something that happened. We don't have to make up something. We don't have to exaggerate. If you're called to be a witness on the stand, you point to something that has happened and you give your perspective on it. And that's what we're doing here. We're starting by acknowledging that we believe that Jesus is alive. Say it in a prayer. Say it quietly. Say it with gratitude. Witness begins by naming what is true. And we'll build on this throughout the next 4 episodes. But for today, thanks for joining us. Pass this along to a friend. We'll see you next time. And as always, keep it simple.